Hey all you cool cats and kittens. It is Amy the Relocated Tourist coming to you live once again from my office. It is Monday. It is April 13th, 2020. How are you all doing? We're all home, we're all bored, but hopefully we're all safe and we're all healthy. Every day I try to get up and go, okay, what can I do today to be productive? And then be okay with just being, whether it's rest, whether it's relaxation, whether it's a walk or a run, trying to just find myself in all this craziness. And I kind of just, I'm a roller coaster myself. I don't know how you all are. So one day I have like extreme highs, the next day I have extreme lows. And in the midst of this, we're hoping to, I have a trip coming up and a move. So we have been busy. You can see the empty shelves back here. The shelves are coming down next. I got all my Funkos together, put those away. Just trying to kind of get my mind together and I'm getting a lot of stuff together actually that I'd like to eBay or start selling on Facebook. So start watching for that. I just don't want to ship it until the self-isolation's kind of lifted. No, post office wouldn't be that bad, but my post office, everyone's very close together. So that's just huge concern. And wherever you can just avoid any type of closeness with anybody is a good idea. So today is Moving Mondays though. And it's a continuation of the series about moving to Florida. You can also use this in your everyday move across, the nation, across the state, across the street. Today I was trying to think of what could I talk about that, really that I have a lot of experience in it and currently doing again myself is I call it to keep or not to keep. And that is basically what do you chuck and what do you keep in these moves, especially if you move quite a lot. Now, I haven't moved like a ton of times, but I feel like I've moved enough that when people ask me, hey, do you still have this such and such item that I gave you or that whatever, I feel horrible because I'm like, I'm sure I do or I'm sure I did because I have moved so many times that I have constantly going through moving boxes, through bins. I'm constantly organizing just to kind of bring it down more and more and more. And so I'm sure there'll be moves in the future that's never ending with us. So all that to say is that I'm going to take you back to 2009, 2010 is around the time that we made this decision to move to Florida. And we were living in a rental in a duplex. And so it wasn't like we had this full house. But if everyone knows who has a basement, you can just put so much stuff down there. I mean, it's literally the floor plan of your house, the space. So excuse me, we just had stuff literally everywhere in the basement. It was just shoved in corners and like, do any of you have that basement corner where like nobody wants to go into because it's so creepy and like there's boxes there like that you think you know what's in it. So because of all the moves, we had certain things that I kind of knew what they were and we got much better at like trying to get orange bins for Halloween and getting like red and green bins for Christmas. So because we move so much, the writing on the boxes is constantly changing and I have to X out. Now I'm at the point that if I use a box again, I actually have to put the year on with just a name. So we just know whose room it's going into or what room it's going into. That's the obvious, right? But what happened was when we moved from Wisconsin to Florida the first time, yes, we did it twice, was that we just had so much stuff that we decided, okay, we had a big epic garage sale, which I highly recommend, either Craigslist, garage sale, eBay, whatever you can do to we did all of those actually. Because you just get so much stuff. And when you're looking at moving and then you see all the stuff that you're gonna have to physically move, and it gets tiring and it gets exhausting. And honestly, it's very, very stressful and anxiety inducing. So that first one, you can go on the blog, relocatedtourist.com. I highly go check it out. It's called the Epic Garage Sale blog post. There's pictures of everything we got rid of. So much stuff. And what you wind up figuring out as you move more, is basically what to use every single day, which is either the clothes on your back, your jammies, your toiletries, your makeup, and then the stuff you use all the time, whether it's your laptop, my phone, my PC, you know, to the easier stuff like your bedding and the furniture you like, whatever. But it's all those boxes where it's the weird stuff that you've kept from 25 years ago, or it's what, you know, from your childhood. Or so we kind of do with like, there's toys that the kids want to keep for their kids, and then we have the toys that they want to keep for themselves. And then I have a couple 80s toys, some strawberry shortcake, some Star Wars, some I think some Rainbow Bright, some Little Ponies, kind of stuff from my childhood that I've kept. But that's kind of what is kind of the categories I'm hitting every single time that I have moved, we have all moved. So it's just one of those things where you just go, okay, what am I using every single day? And especially during this isolation period, like I find out really what I'm actually using, especially like with ponytails falling, with like clothes, you know, how much I don't wear, how much I think I'm gonna wear. And I have like this whole section in my closet where I might wear this, and like it's maybe once a year that I pull something out of there, but I love the stuff so much that I want to save it. So it's kind of like that category. Honestly, if you have your favorite dishes, keep those. You know what we tossed? Toss the plastic junk. Plus the used McDonald's plates, unless you're a collector, but ours were scratched to heck. You know, the Hercules McDonald's plates we gave to my friend Shanna. You know the mugs or the glasses that, you know, you really don't use. Like, gosh, we have like so many mugs and cups, and like, I can't wait to go through those and just donate, toss, whatever it is, just because they just get to be so much. So kitchen wise, that's what we really did, honestly. Keep, you know, if you have a full set of silverware, yeah, bring that, because you can never have forks and spoons. We have found out, especially during this isolation period, I've been trying to train everybody in the house to keep one cup. I look like a cockatoo. One cup each, so that we don't have to keep going through like 50. Like I have my, if you need me, I'll be in my castle Turvis, and then I also have an orange bird one somewhere around here. I've been trying to use these like faithfully. So it's stuff like that where you really honestly kind of go into recycle mode when you are moving, because you just have to go, okay, what am I really using anymore? And then what am I going to use the next place? So I do want to kind of address something where I had a fellow blogger who kind of followed our advice and kind of got rid of like really like probably 75% of their stuff, and then took 25% when they moved to Florida. And then they were basically not complaining, but they were just addressing about how it was stupid for them to do all that because they had to buy it all back. So you have to do it within reason. If your mattress is like 20 years old, toss it. Why are you moving it? I mean, if you really need it, but if you need and I'm talking like cross country move. If you're moving across the street, or you're moving across the city, and then it's not really a big deal, right, to throw in a U-Haul, whatever. The thing is, when you move across country, you have a very limited amount of room, and you have to get everything in that U-Haul, that pod, whatever. Don't use pods, but whatever else, you have to get it in that space. And so for us, it was like, okay, you know, the mattresses usually always made the trip, the washer and dryer always made the trip. And then it was all the weird stuff. It was just all the weird, like what you thought you were gonna wear, what you thought you were gonna use, what you thought you were gonna play, the movies you thought you were gonna watch. So honestly, this is like a good period for everybody, not only not moving, but, you know, cleaning and purging during the spring here, is go through your stuff and literally, you know, I love that Spark Joy gal, I can't think of her name. I love that idea because, you know, if it doesn't like bring you any type of happiness and you think, well, I'm never going to use this in the future, yeah, why keep it? It doesn't seem to make any sense. So basically that's what I've been going through, because our move's in a couple months here and my trip. So I'm trying to kind of put trip stuff aside over here, move stuff aside over here, and trying to basically mark everything on top of getting things in. We've been trying to, for years, trying to get everything that has been in cardboard boxes finally into bins, which has been very, challenging during these isolation times, because obviously we don't like to go into that stores that much except to get groceries. So the very few times we had to go to Target to pick up something food wise, I've gone in and got like 5 more, 10 more bins so that we just have something to use. And then our garage, I mean, if you look at the epic garage sale from 2011, there's just, you would think there's no way we could have like any of that stuff back or bought that stuff back. And yeah, now I do like to go to yard sales. I do like my thrift stores. But that being said, over the years, and I find it, maybe it happens as you get older, your kids are older, you just don't need as much of that stuff. Like I just kind of look and be like, why do I need this, 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 and this? I kind of just started really, honestly, started really getting rid of it. See, it just keeps falling, my little ponytail. So all that to say is that really go through your stuff and find the immediate, pack the immediate, especially in your car. Don't put it in the moving truck. Put it in your car. I've talked about it before, but it's definitely important to go through your stuff and say, what do I really want to carry on to the next chapter of my life, the next house in my life, the next, apartment in my life. Especially if you're going bigger to smaller. Smaller to bigger is not a big deal. I mean, then you can kind of fill as you go, and then bring whatever. But when you're going bigger to smaller, which we have in the past with homes, that was scary and challenging, because what usually winds up happening is everything that we thought we were going to bring or want, we wound up just putting in the basement again anyway, and then those bins sit there. Well, here, we've been here back now 3 years now. Soon, next month we'll be back 3 years. No, June, I'm sorry, 3 years. And there's so many bins in there that we've been going through during this isolation period, where we're like, oh, I haven't touched that since blank, or that, since Wisconsin, since this. And that's just like mind-numbing to me, because it's just sitting in there. Now, there are things I do want that I will keep. A lot of things I'm donating, and a lot of things I believe I'm going to start putting up on Facebook or eBay. I haven't figured out which to sell. A lot of Disney stuff, just because, again, I don't have to move it. It's something that I can make some money off of before my road trip, and so on and so forth. So, you just have to look at really what your necessary and your needs are before you move. You're deliberately your right now needs, as far as what you need in the car, and that what you need, blah blah blah, tongue tied. What would you need in a normal week? Your normal clothes, your normal this. Basically, like you're packing for a vacation is how you want to pack for that first week, if not first month of living. Because if you did go watch my Pods vlog and the nightmare that was, if you do something like that and you're waiting for either a truck to arrive or that, and it's taking forever, then obviously you want to pack and put as much necessary into your car as possible. So everything, you clothes, safe deposit boxes, safe for, important papers, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I remember reading this certain person's blog post, and they were just saying, like, well, it was stupid to get rid of this and stupid to get rid of that. Well, I guess what I say to that is then, you have to look ahead at the importance of what you think you'll need. We tossed our pizza oven. It's one of those ones that sat on the kitchen counter, and the thing rotated, and I forget what it's called, Presto pizza maker or something. Well, we need one. We haven't gotten one back in whatever. Now we just throw them in ovens, but it was nice. We just put it on, turn the timer or whatever. It was just a bigger piece to put in the car. So it was really annoying to kind of constantly keep moving around. So we didn't bring it. And again, you remember the first move we didn't have a moving truck at all. We literally sold all of our furniture and rebought all of it here. But we were in a position in our marriage and our lives that we needed new mattresses, we needed new couches. Now, when we moved back to Wisconsin and vice versa, we got a pod. And so we still needed now, to rebuy everything is way too expensive. So I highly recommend, don't do that unless you really are financially able to. A mattress, a chair, a this, a that, just the bare bones is really good to have, in the beginning. And I'm not trying to ramble here. I'm just trying to ignore that my kids are making noise when I ask them to please be quiet for 20 minutes. So yeah, that is pretty much all that I have to say on it. It's a general thought, yes, but I think people sometimes either go down the rabbit hole too much, and they're like, I need to bring this and this and this and this. No, you don't need your childhood memories the first week you move somewhere. You don't need that. Yes, eventually, but also, look into a storage unit and maybe put everything in there that you possibly don't really touch, especially holiday stuff, all that, and then kind of collect and move just what you feel you always use. And you might see that all that stuff in the storage locker you can get rid of, or eventually over time just bring down to 10-20% of that. Because honestly, right, we all have those attics and basements where we're like, why do I have all this stuff? Like, it's just kind of trying on me. Even when I look around my room and, during these, again, isolation times of, quiet and resting and just not doing a whole lot, as, running in the parks and stuff, I look around my room and I'm like, ugh. So I didn't need to pack the Funkos yet, but I was like, I might as well just get it done. Put them all in their boxes, got them all put away, and all the next, wave of packing will come. And we've been trying to do it on the weekend, so it kind of gives us something to do, not look forward to, but look forward, to doing. And yeah, I mean, use your time, especially when you're packing for a humongous move. Do it like in sections, do it, on the weekends, and start with one room and next room and next room. And then just start pulling back and then keeping the bare bones that you need up until the very end. It'll just be so much easier for you. So I hope this helps you all on what to keep and what not to keep. It's very personal for all of us. And so for us, it was definitely one of those, things where we're like, but I love this. But once I got rid of it, sold it, threw it away, whatever it was, I actually did feel better. And it's better with each move to not have so much that, you just don't want that stress of having this beautiful brand new place and then having 6,500 boxes to look at and be like, ugh, but I guess there's nothing else better to do during this COVID-19. So I hope you're all doing okay. I hope you're staying healthy and I hope you're staying safe. I really did plan on vlogging every day, but I found that I do fight a little bit of depression here. I'm just being honest. And I think we all are. And that I'm counting my blessings and I'm counting everything that I'm thankful for that the Lord has given me and that the Lord is letting me keep and not taking away. And I think that it's so important to pray for those that are dealing with so many hardships right now and so many losses, so many grieving. And that, I know I'm fortunate that I don't have someone in that camp right now. I did learn of a friend whose daughter does have it now in New York, and that is terrifying because that's the first connection that I've had. And so I'm praying for her and everyone, and I just hope everyone stays healthy and safe, and I will see you next Monday. Have a great week. Bye.